This is a Headgum podcast.
Welcome to the downside. We just recorded a Patreon, but we're pushing through.
We are. Thank God we canceled Saturday.
Yeah, we were booking a lot.
Yeah.
Booking a lot.
Yeah.
But we got plenty to complain about. We're joined here by comedian Nataly Aukar. Good.
That's perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really happy you're here. We'll get to you in a second.
Okay.
No, feel free to be part of this.
But be a part of this.
I want that to be like a little, like the line I use every time.
Yeah.
But sometimes a guest goes, "Oh, Jesus."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had my girlfriend is allergic to bananas.
Really?
Wait, really?
Has she always been?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I never.
You said it in a way like, "Oh no, I have to call."
Just said.
Like what happens?
Afraid of bananas.
What happens if she eats one?
not death, not EpiPen. Is that okay? Itchy, red. And this is on top of like allergy to dates, allergy to bananas, cantaloupe melon. I think allergy. That just doesn't like cashews. Which at this point I'm like, I don't think you get to say that. And then kosher, grew up kosher. Mm-hmm. So it's just a lot of and the cilantro gene.
Like she tastes soap when she eats
Tastes soap.
cilantro. Mm-hmm.
And so we go to a restaurant. It's a fun Sunday. There's a new smoothie on the menu. She looks at them all. This has banana. There's been no banana here. It comes. She takes a sip, immediately spits it out. Over because there's banana in it. And she's embarrassed. She kind of leaves. I'm there to take care of it. And it's one of those things where I feel like someone's wronged my girlfriend, and I was mad. And then the waiter said she should have told us. Like she should have told us she had an allergy to bananas. And that's that in me. I go, no. It's not listed in the thing.
Yeah.
And then it was like, I didn't scream. I didn't lose it. But it was like, if someone had filmed it, I wouldn't have felt great.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure it's worse than you think.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I've seen you interact with people.
But it was, it was not great. And then the restaurant gave us a big refund, and they gave us a coupon, or so we went back the next week. And a waiter comes over and goes, "Oh, I was here yesterday. I'm a fan." Uh-huh. And I was so excited that you were here. And then I saw, and I was like, "Oh no!" I'm just realizing I gotta watch my fucking temper now.
Yeah.
I have to watch it a couple years ago, but now it really is there.
Yeah. It's so funny that you say that. I think about that so much when people who are recognizable get like called out or like get caught behaving a certain way in public. I think about them a lot. I think about them a lot because I'm like, if I was recognizable, I would have been screwed a long time ago.
Well,
yeah,
it can ruin your whole like. You can hear one story about someone, and it ruins your entire. Like, you hear about Reese Witherspoon now, you're like, we all think about her getting drunk and driving that car, and then being like, "Do you know who I am?" Like, you're like, that's in my mind, that's there, and that's who you are, like, and that's not even that fair.
Yeah,
but that's what happens.
Yeah, and you can have bad days, but when you're recognizable, that bad day becomes everything.
Yeah.
If it gets caught, and it will get caught. So you're just at the limit, Gianmarco. Like you're a couple months away from like having to shut the fuck up when you're outside.
Listen,
at
I
all
think
time.
best case scenario, case scenario, someone gets me screaming "fuck" to like, again, like I do a lot of like I was cramming in lunch. I go to the eatery, it's closed, and I go "fuck," and like. I want someone if they capture that, that's one thing.
It's too much. That dramatic of a response to everything. You gotta even if you
have you seen me tie open for me.
You gotta pull that back. That's a crazy because sometimes I'll hear you do it. I'll see you do it like what happened? Who died? And it's literally over the smallest. It doesn't matter. You don't
think that's how to react to a death?
I don't know.
Your mom didn't make it.
I mean, it's so dramatic to scream fuck like that loud.
Well, it depends of the life you've had leading up to this moment.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's things that happened to Gianmarco in his life that still live inside his body that trigger this kind of response in him. But does anyone stop and ask or wonder?
Go to therapy. Go to therapy.
I am
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is.
Yeah. That's a failing grade then. I agree with Russell.
You just yell a lot. Oh, I'd even take a different curse word. Just switch it up a little bit, you know?
Yeah, fucking a little hack.
Yeah.
Shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck
is nice.
Are you a yeller?
Not often. Not often. I keep a lot on the inside, but I mean, I yell with my face, if that makes sense.
Sure.
I'm a looker. I'm an expressioner.
Yeah.
I'm not very loud, but my face, like my facial expressions.
Well, you said you'd be in trouble a long time ago.
Yeah.
And like what would be the video that would leak?
My reaction to someone standing too close to me in line. I just like I look, I huff, I puff, I roll my eyes. I'm just, there's something that live inside my body. I'm not sure where it's coming from. You know?
And is it a violation of personal space?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get very extremely triggered by what most people wouldn't even notice.
Sure.
And so my reactions don't make sense to most people.
Yeah.
You know, and
do you say anything? Do you say, "Excuse me"?
Sometimes, but it's like a lot of work for me to do that. I have to like have a whole conversation with myself to be able to do that. But usually I just stay quiet, bubble up, and just look and stare and give huffs and puffs. But it's mostly because my body is imploding from the inside out. For some reason I ignore.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, thank God no one, oh my God, if someone filmed this right now, I would look insane. Or if someone stares at me. I hate being stared at.
Okay.
I'm just like, don't stare at me. I don't stare at people that I don't know because I'm like, I don't want them to wonder why I'm staring at them.
Yeah.
I don't want them to question what's going on that she's staring at me and then have them spiral. So I don't like people staring at me either. I'm sure there's an explanation for it. But if you look at it from the outside and just see my reaction, you'll be like, this bitch needs she needs help. Like she's insane. She's not okay.
What's your video? What's a moment in the last however many years that you're like, oh man, did you ever snap?
I think the maddest I get is honestly, I mean you'll see when I get mad. I'm horrible at doing it in person in a thing.
He describes it. He always goes, "I saw red." You use that phrase a lot.
But it's usually like I can get worked up thinking about it later, and then like kind of like go on a rant. In real time, I think I get really frustrated during work stuff, not like if something goes wrong in a show that I'm doing or something, I can have that initial like what the fuck as soon as I get off stage kind of thing, not directed at anyone, but that kind of like that's when I feel the hottest is like if something has gone wrong and there's an audience and it's frustrating, and that's when I feel closest to actually verbalizing frustrations.
So it feels like you wouldn't have a video. You feel pretty sane, pretty good.
In person, yeah, I don't think I would have a video. I think, one thing, yes.
There we go.
One thing lately is I've been really frustrated lately with people that get on the subway when we've not gotten off yet.
Yes.
So I've started just either standing in the way of the door or moving through them. Like if they're coming, and I'm bigger than all of them. So like, it's created a couple of moments of tension, which if someone were filming, they'd be like, why is he pushing through that little woman? And I'd be like, well, she's rushing and she should not be rushing. And she, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm not pushing women, but I am standing my ground or like moving forward and making them back up before, because it's out of control. And it's like people are acting like little rodents to try and get a seat. So crazy.
Yeah, when people just don't know how to behave like humans.
Yeah.
But I think if you got a video of that, it would maybe be one person who would be calling you out, and then but the defense for you is gonna show up pretty quickly.
I think so too. I think in New York, it's a pretty standard thing that is wrong.
That's a problem. I feel like we're not reinforcing these rules, especially. I go, wait, it's always as I'm leaving. Wait till people get off the train, please.
Oh, you say that?
I think that's so
every time.
I've seen that, and it comes across as weak, and like, so I was like, what can I do? And it's just to be like silent and like be like, you're doing a crazy thing, so I'm actually gonna like let other people on because you bum rushed, and I'm gonna prevent you from getting a seat and stand in your way until I know that the seats are filled, and then I'll leave.
I agree.
You have a lot of time.
I agree with your system. I'm just.
What subway doors are you using? Because
this happened 2 or 3 times. It's not like I'm doing this every day, but it is a very frustrating.
I do your system. I'm against violence against women, so I don't bump into them directly.
Yeah.
But I think we're all scared of like expressing. You got to express a little bit of anger.
Yeah,
we've created our own police state by the fact that everyone's filming everything. I'm just imagining everyone's filming everything all the time.
Me too.
And I don't think I think in some ways maybe it's good, but not. It's performatively good.
Yeah. I did last year. I yelled at a man on the street, and
he's like,
I called you right after because I was like. I yelled. This guy was yelling at me for crazy reasons, and because I was renting a car and I was like parked and it was raining and he was mad about where I was parked, but I couldn't move it because I was waiting for the Enterprise guy to come out. He was screaming at me, and I tried to explain to him, and he kept screaming at me, and then finally I rolled my window down. I was like, shut the fuck up and get out of here.
Good
and
for you.
my scream was louder than his scream, and he did get out of there.
Good for you.
And I called you because I was like, I yelled, "Shut the fuck up" to a person. It's so unlike me.
Yeah.
Your husband, fiance, is German.
Fiance, yeah.
Fiance, is there a German anger?
There is. It's mostly contained until it's not.
Oh, sure.
You know, it's like
Did you start walking a little bit stiffer, a little more straight-legged?
It starts in the face. It gets really quiet at first, and then it bursts. But I have the Lebanese anger, so I can like match that and double it. You know what I mean? And then it shuts him right back down. It goes back to the stiffness. But I feel like he is not the most typical German because he is very tender and sweet.
Sure.
You know?
And you feel like both his parents are German?
Both his parents are German.
I was in somewhere in Europe. We've done similar Europe runs. I go, oh, the Apollo in Paris. I see the clips. And I was being fussy at a restaurant. Listen, again, it's fair.
In Paris?
No, I forget where this was. It could have been Amsterdam. It could have been, I think it was Amsterdam.
Okay.
Basically, I ordered a dessert and a coffee. They bring out the coffee. Yeah. No dessert. And I'm like, oh, I was hoping to have these two things together. If I wait for the dessert, the coffee's going to get cold. And so you're just having this quibble. And then I saw clearly a German couple. And this German guy, he was complaining about the cubits of the drink and how it was smaller than the amount that would be standard for. It was a very different kind of quibbling. But it was like kvetching, complaining.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
German, Jewish, English.
Okay.
Kvetching. What would be the Lebanese? Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
No. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, we're both complaining. You're doing it in a very technical way. He was literally talking about the mass of the drink. And I was like, that's to me, that is a German stereotype now.
But if you're in Amsterdam, how did you know he was German?
Because he kept Heiling Hitler the whole meal. This is the downside.
1, 2, the whole meal.
The whole meal. That's how he called the waiter over.
What a perfect position for the music.
Yeah.
You're listening to The Downside.
There's a good chance we're bringing up
Gianmarco Soresi.
The punchline is going to be something Hitler related. Welcome to The Downside. This is a place we complain, we get negative, we don't have to act like things are good or our childhoods were good or everything's going to be okay. It's a lot of times it's not going to be. And I hope you all feel better listening to me with my co-host Russell, comedian Nataly Aukar. Join the Patreon for 4 bonus episodes every month and a live episode every month. Patreon.com/downside. You've been touring. We're doing the international runs.
Yeah. Have you been enjoying it?
Yes, it's been like it's been big highs and then extreme stress.
Yeah.
Just vacillating between.
Well, first of all, do you tour alone or do you have?
Ty comes with me for a lot of it.
Okay.
So I first time I did without, and now I have Ty comes with me, or another opener, Liam, and thank God.
Yeah.
I think next time I do Europe, I think I can afford a tour manager, and I think it is time.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
But how are you enjoying it? And feel free to complain.
I hate it.
Why?
Like, I hate touring. I enjoy the shows. Like, once I'm on stage, the night of the show and the moment that I'm on stage, love it. Very happy for that hour. But everything before, everything after, I'm miserable.
Why? What's wrong?
What is wrong? Where do I begin? I don't know. It's I think I'm someone who really struggles not being in my environment.
Yeah.
And not being in my space. And first of all, I'm mostly alone. I'm by myself.
Yeah.
I do one day of travel, one day of show, the next day travel, the next day show, one day of travel, one day of show. So I'm either traveling or I'm getting ready to get on stage. So I'm never just sitting enjoying a city or having the time to have a routine or something that's mine.
If you want to enjoy on the road, you have to aggressively enjoy. You have to I landed and now we go to the restaurant.
Listen,
I know it's not easy.
Listen, what you're proposing, having done it with you, this is not ideal either.
Is that what he does?
Let me tell you. So we've done one little tour together, and in my mind, because I'm not normally doing it, normally I'm doing shows here in New York. I do theater stuff. So I'm going on a downside tour. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a nice week together, and it's gonna be kind of vacation vibes.
Vacation vibes
with shows at night.
It's work.
Yeah, but he scheduled the earliest flight or train in the morning so we can get to a city
and take advantage of the day
and go to a museum or we have to do some sort of
Boston Tea Party interactive tour.
Do you actually enjoy this stuff?
Well, to be fair, we have a lot of improv in the show, and we're supposed to
We've never
talk.
talked about. We've never talked about
we
one
need to have
thing.
something to talk about. We can't talk about Russell's way. We go the train. What were the snacks on the train like? And we can't fill an hour with that.
Yeah, well, I'm with Gianmarco on this one. If this is what the show is,
we're not talking.
You're like the hotel was crazy.
He took me to a place for bunnies, like a rabbit place. We had no material from it. We got nothing from that.
We got
rabbit.
a whole clip.
That clip didn't do very well. Listen, I'm just saying.
I know you can't know which clip does well in advance.
I'm just saying.
He remembers.
It's not a good way to live. And my problem is this is your normal life. I'm coming in and we're coming at from two different perspectives. But it's brutal. So I don't.
Brutal.
It is brutal.
The only way I got through Europe was I lean in on meals. My meals are amazing. I'm spending a lot of money, and it's and some of them sometimes they're a little rushed, and I go, that would have been nice to not be rushed, but I'm I have to tell myself that I treated myself in some capacity.
Yeah, well, that's nice, and that's something I try to do too. I try to find the pleasure in the food when I'm in a new place, but the thing is, if I don't know the place very well, or I don't know someone who knows the place well, I'm taking risks. And if I'm a little tired and I don't want to go too far, I try to look in my vicinity and I try to go there. And if the food is not good, that was the one thing that I had that was going to be nice that day.
Yes.
If the food is not good, it ruins my whole day.
And it ruins a place for you.
It ruins everything.
That place sucks at food.
Yeah.
You'll rule out a whole city.
Yes.
Because you had one bad meal.
One bad meal. When I went to Dublin, I was so fucking tired and I tried to have a burger at the hotel. And I asked her, I was like, is it good? She goes, it's one of my favorites on the menu. I was like, then it's gotta be great. And I ordered the burger and it was, I never returned food. I never in my life returned food. My mom used to not let me get off the dining table without finishing my meal. I never returned food. I never not eat the food in front of me. I was so upset.
And when you were a kid, are we talking would you sit at the table and be like, I'm not eating it? She's like, well, then we're sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would that one time, she made a broccoli stew and I was refusing to eat it. She was like, you're not eating anything else. You're going to eat this. And if you don't want to eat it now, you're going to eat it tomorrow morning. And if you don't want to eat it tomorrow morning, that's fine. You'll eat it for lunch. But you won't eat anything until you eat this. And I lasted, I think, 3 meals without eating because I was trying to push through. I was like, I'm not going to fucking lose this fight. And then eventually, like, I tried eating it and I was gagging as I was eating.
Because it's aged at this point. It's not sanitary at all.
It's like, I mean, it was like a big dick contest between me and my mom.
Do you? So I had a very. My father would never do that. He'd go, "Oh, we'll get whatever you want, sweetheart."
I can tell your father didn't do that.
But listen,
I can tell.
But I wanted, because as we all do, because I had a lack of structure and discipline. I look at that and I go, yeah, I would be like, no, you're eating this. You're eating the broccoli. I don't know what to tell you. So did it work?
Well, it's something worked. Something happened for sure.
Sure.
I'm sure something fucking happened. But how I finished that broccoli is that at some point she stood up off the table, and I grabbed my napkin. I put the whole broccoli in the napkin. I ran to the bathroom and I threw it out the window.
Okay.
A horrible thing to do. But I was like 8 years old. I was like, I'm not fucking eating that broccoli. And I came back. I sat down. It was empty. And she was like, well, look at you. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? I was like, you're right, mommy. I am learning that lesson for sure. And I was like, this bitch doesn't know.
And you were 15, 16? When was this?
I was like 11. Yeah. 10 or 11. But it was always a thing. She was like, you don't say, I don't like the food, you eat the food.
Yeah.
So we always ate the food.
I think that's such a good lesson.
Is it though?
But it is.
I don't think it is. Why is it a better lesson than going, what would you want?
Because sometimes, as the Rolling Stone says, you can't always get what you want.
Well, I think you can
But then it teaches you not to ask for what you want and not to be like, oh no, I wanted something else, and
See, because I bet, Gianmarco, you're a person that goes out into the world and is like, you know what you want, you'll say what you voice. If there's a fucking banana in your girlfriend's milkshake, you'll speak up about it, and you won't be like, I have to accept life the way it is because that's how, and I have to go back to my room. You don't think like that. Sure. I do. And this is the difference between me and you. I would have slurped that whole fucking banana milkshake and I would have died.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay? And this is the difference on how your dad built you to create a word for yourself that you want versus me who's just like accepting it.
Yeah, there's a spectrum between accepting anything and bullying sweet green workers, I think.
That's not...
I'm a child of divorce, of a dad who just wanted to make him happy. That's what you get.
Russell, you remember that doctor's appointment?
Which one?
There's too many. You got to go get that knee checked out, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you book it today? ZocDoc makes it easy to find the right doctor right now, and it's all online. You'll probably be able to look an appointment up before the end of this ad. Why don't you go do that? You go make that appointment while I read the rest of this, Russell.
What? Okay.
ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. Russell, do you have SAG-AFTRA insurance? Have you booked enough TV work this year to get that sweet, sweet insurance?
You know I haven't.
Me neither, buddy. And until podcasting has a union, we need someone to help us find out what is in our network. And with ZocDoc, you can book in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, primary care to urgent care, and more. You can filter for doctors who take your insurance, are located nearby, and are a good fit for any medical need you may have, and are highly rated by verified patients.
So stop putting off those doctor appointments. Go to ZocDoc.com/downside to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/downside. ZocDoc.com/downside.
You make that appointment?
I did.
I had a really divided world where my dad was loose. Mom was fine. My stepfather was really strict, and I sometimes.
And did he have a say, like an authoritative say?
He was scary. He was scary. He would never, like with my sisters. He would say, "Present your hand," and like give a little hit.
Yeah.
More to shame, but he could never do that to me. But he could tell me, like, he would sometimes say, "Stay on this floor." He wouldn't want me going upstairs, so stay on this floor. He would do, "Keep your shoes on."
Keep your shoes
on. If
on.
people ever wonder like why I'm like just constantly just trying to take it all off, I think it really is to get back at my stepfather.
Keep your shoes on, like in the house.
Yeah, something weird, Catholic, Christian, Ohio, like stay fully dressed.
Like you were always probably barefoot or something. He was like, "You're gross." Like keep your shoes on.
Yeah, I wouldn't say gross. I'd say free,
little boy.
happy.
No, I was in his mind.
Oh, his mind. Sure.
How was your relationship with him outside of that?
It was really bad when I was younger. He was the antagonist in my worldview. It was like my dad was cool, my dad was loving, he was giving. I look back a lot of things. He wasn't so much loving as he was like depressed and would let me not do anything I didn't want to do because he didn't want to be bothered bringing me to swim practice. So my stepfather, he was like strict. We weren't allowed to watch The Simpsons at his house. My dad, I'm watching anything I wanted. So my dad was just fun, chaos.
Yeah.
And my stepdad was just very stern. And then we had like a big blowout fight when I was when I think it was 15. I'll try to summarize it quickly, but basically my dad called me. He would call every day we'd talk every day that I was at my mom's house. And I later learned that he would make these calls like during dinner to fuck with them. It's a lot of like he was much more bad faith than I knew as a child. But still, it's my father. And I hadn't been able to reach him for my 15th birthday. I was at my mom's house. We went to like a beach house because it's my younger sister's birthday as well. Same birthday. So my dad calls. I hadn't reached him all day. I was stressed out, anxiety. I thought he was dead, kidnapped, whatever. And he called. My stepfather turned to me when it was ringing. We were going to get ice cream, and him and my mom had just had a fight. And he was like, "Don't pick up the phone." And I was scared of him, and so I didn't. And then my dad called again, and called like a third time, and he said, "Fine, you can answer that, but I did not get you that phone to talk to that man." And it's my birthday. So like there's this weird moment. I mean, we can tie this back to anger, frankly. I'd never spoken up against this man.
Yeah.
I was scared of him. Again, he never hit me. It was just like an anxiety of like I'm going to be in trouble and you scare me.
Yeah.
So it's so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And so we're going in the car. My sister's in the back. Again, it's her birthday, but now it's tense. Him and my mom got too drunk. They fought in a car. It's tense. My dad leaves a voicemail. It beeps. He lets me call him back. I talk to my dad for maybe a minute. And we get to the ice cream place we're going. He looks over me. He goes, "Wrap it." And I'm shaking with rage. And I feel so pure in that I am in the right. Or I'm being wrong.
And is he listening to your conversation with your dad?
Yeah.
So you can't say anything to your dad?
Nothing. And my dad, he's a little bit crazy too. If I had been like, help, my dad would have driven to Delaware from Maryland and killed him, in my mind.
Yeah.
But we get there, he wrap it up. I say, "Oh, Dad, I gotta go. I want to get this ice cream. Love you." Hang up the phone. He took the phone. He said, "I'll be holding on to this for the rest of the trip." I turned to this man. Never spoken a word to him in my life.
How old are you at this point?
I think it's my 15th birthday.
15th.
And I said, "You're just mad because my dad fucked your wife before you did."
Wow.
And it was like,
it's so crazy.
And it was,
that's incredible.
It's like, what an incredible, like, imagine a child saying that to an adult and being like, he's right. And like that, it was so wild.
Was your dad hot?
Yeah.
Was your stepdad hot? Objectively speaking?
He was a decent looking guy, but not like my dad. Okay. My dad was a stud. And my stepdad was once his lawyer way back in the day. It wasn't like a direct one-to-one, but they knew each other.
Oh wow.
But very different. Stepdad is I assume on the spectrum and not like in a real way compared to my dad who's on a different spectrum we haven't discovered yet. And
so you say that?
Yeah, it was this real combination of like, and I think it was like I took this world of my father's, where we said fuck and shit, and sex was a reality, and then this, and so it was awful. I mean, it was awful. We went back home. We were staying at this beach house with another family. Did he say nothing? No, he was like, he was stuttering. I mean, he was like taken aback.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that a different man, by the way, different time, would have knocked my lights out.
Yeah.
Would have slapped me across the face. But I think he was like, his hands are tied because he can't touch me. If he touches me, custody troubles,
Yeah.
My father would leap on that shit.
Yeah.
So we get back home. It's tense. It's my sister's birthday. She's 11. And we get back and like my mom's still a little bit tipsy and I'm clearly pouting in a way where she's going like, "What's wrong?" I tell her. She loses it at him and starts going like, "If I get in the car right now, who do you think the kids are going with?" To him, because he has kids. They have kids together. And again, birthday, double birthday. And she's saying, I'm going to get in the car. And I'm like, maybe sober up a little bit first before you take us out of here. And he goes, Irene, I guess she knows. Let's talk about this upstairs. And they leave. And right as they leave, my stepfather turns to me and just goes, you're disgusting.
Oh.
And leaves. My sister's crying on the bed. And the other family, I mean, God bless. I'd love to hear their account. Because I've went through the story so many times. I'm sure I have things completely wrong. And this other family came in and was like, let's watch. You guys want to watch TV? Let's watch some TV. And just trying to like deal with this chaos that they're like, we are never going on vacation with the Kegels again. I'll tell you that shit right now.
Yeah, in defense of your stepdad, this sounds horrible. Like, fighting with his drunk wife, having to celebrate this kid's birthday he doesn't even like.
Yeah, it was bad. And like,
yeah, but that's so weird to stop your stepson from talking to his dad.
It's crazy behavior.
Sure,
that's crazy behavior.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's also like again, like I'm sure my dad like put them through the fucking ringer for so long. I still think what he did was fucked up.
Yeah. And
then and then we basically for like a year didn't really talk much. And then I remember like one day, a beach was what we would do. We go to Delaware, go to the beach. I remember like being like in the ocean, and at some point everyone leaves except for my stepfather. I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna kill me now. But just like kind of in the ocean, like the kind of moment like a man needs to like be vulnerable at that age. And he was just like, so I hope we are okay. I know there was an incident last year, whatever. But like tries to have some sort of like acknowledgement that the thing occurred.
A year later.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy.
So yeah, that's the kind of parent I would be.
Yeah, like your stepfather.
Like I think I'd try to take a little from both, and probably be the little of the worst things from both.
I feel like that's like what we like to think we would be as parents. We just want to take the things that we think are good from the ones that we had, but then you end up mostly taking the things that they've hurt inside of you that still live inside of your body, end up still triggering you. And these are the things that take over rather than what you would like,
of course,
to take.
Well, that's where the one-to-one of the anger and the temper is my father.
Yeah.
Now, you talk, at least from what I've seen, you talk more about your mom on stage. And do you think, tell me about your mom. Like, how are you like your mom?
I am exactly like her because I think that's the scariest thing about becoming an adult, seeing the little things that you pick up from your parents, that your whole life are like, when I get older, I'm not going to be anything like that. I'm going to be so fucking cool. I'm going to be so composed. I'm going to be perfect. Like this crazy shit that my parent does, I'm never going to do. And like huffing and puffing and screaming with my face, that's definitely something I've gotten from her. She's super passive aggressive, but she can't hide her emotions at all. And like I used to, like she would do it in public when we would be out in public. And I would always get so embarrassed because I could feel people looking at her being like, what the fuck is wrong with this woman? Yeah. And I'd be like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, stop. And
was she more vocal than you are? Or was
a
she
little
just...
bit more.
Yeah.
But she's also gone through more shit, and she was a little bit older than I am right now. So I think I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I think I'm a couple years away from the I've seen enough shit now where I don't give a shit anymore and I'm going to say what's on my mind. Which a part of me is like, oh, I would love to become that person. But it's also like my mom is someone who just... Again, she's someone who's just she's very just. Is that a word, and like the correct word in English?
I think so.
Like she follows justice and she follows what's right. And she expects everyone to do the same. And most of the time people don't. So when people don't, she kind of behaves like she has the right to tell them, like to raise them as if she's their mother too. It's like, that's not how the world works. But when people don't behave in a just way and don't behave in what she believes is fair, she gets so upset. Yeah. And I'm like that too. I'm like, it's so easy to not be a piece of shit out in the world. And yet most people don't care to try to even consider other people around them for a second. So when they don't, it just shakes me to my core. And it did the same thing to her. And when I was a kid, I didn't see these little things, right? I was like, oh, my mom's just being insane. But now that I grew up, I'm like, when she was being insane, she was right. It's because everybody fucking sucks. That's what it is. People suck. They just don't.
Have you gotten older and go, my mom actually was right in that instance?
Yes.
You have.
Yes.
Because I've had the opposite more with my father. It's always just like, Oh, he was.
I've had that with my father too.
Yeah,
I've had that with my father too. But I used to I still adore my dad. But when I was a kid, I was like, he's incredible, perfect. Like, he's so fun, he's so cool. Haha. I want to be just like him. And now I grew up, I'm like, what the fuck was he doing? Like, he has no idea what the hell's going on around him. He's just vibing. He doesn't care. Like, whatever. My mom seemed like she was just like a fucking tornado all the time. But I'm like, now that I grow up and I see the things through her eyes as an adult woman.
That tornado let him have the room to be fun.
Yeah, exactly. And she used to say that. She used to be like, of course I have to be like that because I have to take on both the roles of the people to just like. And I'd be like, no, it's not true. He's just awesome and you're not. And now I grow up, I'm like, Dad, come on, man. Like,
they're still together?
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just going to say, noticing in my parents, I've noticed that both of them being so non-confrontational and passive, and like it drives me, like when I go and try to like have a meal out with them not even be able to like take leadership in what they want to order for food. You're like, oh my God, how did I ever like stand a chance at like voicing how I feel about things and that kind of, and me being like, they're asking, they're gonna, of course they're gonna ask for this. Just know what you want for an entree. My dad can't order a thing without
neither can I
without asking my mom what he wants.
Same.
And I'm like that.
And she also is like that too, though. She's like,
well, no, she'll wait. Like the server will come and we'll be like, of course they're gonna ask the women first, but like, so they'll ask any of the women at the table. My mom will be like, you know, and you're like, you knew this was gonna happen. Like you knew. You had to know.
Same thing happens to me. I panic. I can't order the food first because I have to hear what everybody else.
But she doesn't even know that that's what is like. That's because I've heard people say that and verbalize that. Yeah. But my mom wouldn't even know that that's what she was. Sometimes maybe she would say like, oh, I want to hear what other people. But in general, it's a thing of like, or they'll.
Like there's no awareness.
Out of order. Like someone will say something and we're going to clearly go around the table in a way. And their chaos, they'll be like and then someone will chime in. You're like, no, it wasn't your turn yet. Like what have you been? Like, it's so
where
crazy.
Do you think this comes from?
I don't know, but I do know that they would never send food back ever. Either of them. Either of them.
Yeah. Here's my reality show pitch is like we film a family having dinner and then they each do like a post-game analysis where they like, you see, Mom, look what you're doing here. Look what you're doing here.
Yeah.
So you're born in Lebanon.
Yeah.
And you were there till you were 12?
So yes and no. I was there till I was 12. We left for a year and a half and then came back, and then I was there till I was like 21.
What was your life like in Lebanon? Did you have a lot of money at some point?
We were pretty, up until I was like 5 or 6 years old, so I don't remember.
You don't remember it?
No, I don't.
None of it?
I don't
Even
remember
a little
being
taste?
rich. No, not really.
How rich are we talking?
Pretty rich. Like we had a driver. We had a cook.
A cook.
Yeah, we had a cook.
See, I
had my own nanny. Like
you
she was
had
just with
your
me.
own nanny.
Yeah, she was my dad's nanny. She was my dad's nanny when he was growing up, and then she was my nanny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she was the best, Mary.
So you do remember that?
I remember that because even after we weren't rich anymore and I didn't need a nanny anymore, she would always come and visit us. She would like pop up once a year. She would take the bus from the village. She used to live up in a village in the north, and she would show up and bring us chocolate. And like on a random Saturday, she would knock on our door and she would bring us secret chocolates because my mom didn't let us eat chocolates when we were kids, and like sweets unless it was like at 4 p.m. with a glass of orange juice and just like a very small portion of sugar.
Yeah.
And so she would bring us secret chocolates, and that's like the core memory I have of her, more so than when she was actually my nanny.
Sure.
Yeah. But then we kind of weren't rich after that, and so
what happened?
It's a classic my dad worked with his family, and they just like him and his dad and his brother kind of like didn't want to be nice to each other anymore, and so kind of went to shit. And
was the shift a struggle in your family, or did you...
for sure. I don't think you can go through this shift and not have it be a struggle.
Sure.
And it was tough. We lived with my maternal grandparents for a while.
Wow.
We moved in with them, but I mean, I loved my maternal grandparents. So it's like,
how many brothers do you have?
I have 2 brothers.
2 brothers older?
2 older brothers. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big shift.
It was a big shift.
Your own nanny. To
My brothers felt it more because they were older.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I was 6. They were 12 and 11, so they felt it a little bit more. Yeah.
And then when you were 12, so there was a war.
Yeah. There was a war when I was 12, and this is why we left.
Okay.
We always had like little commotions in the country. So when the war started in 06, we were like, oh, it's just going to be like a day or 2 and then it'll be fine. But then it was just like not stopping. We were in Beirut at the beginning and it was pretty close to us. So it was like we would hear everything.
Would you remember what you hear? Like explosions?
Yeah, explosions and planes, mostly planes. You hear the planes very heavily at the time.
How scary was it? I mean, 12?
It was scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was scary, but it's funny when I look back, I just don't remember the feeling of that fear.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Did you have drills of like, if we hear the plane too close, we just...
No. We have no drills in Lebanon. We're just like, oh, okay.
What was the war? Forgive me for knowing so little.
So it was Israel. It's every war that I've gone through in my years of being alive in Lebanon have been Israel. It hasn't been like the civil war within the country or any other war ended.
I thought they've only been doing bad stuff recently.
No.
That doesn't sound like
that. That doesn't sound.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. That's it. It was with Israel, and it was a war with Hezbollah, and where I live in Beirut is like right at the limit of where like what is designated as the Hezbollah, not designated, but was considered the Hezbollah area where like most of them live.
And can you tell me, because I follow as best I can, but Hezbollah is it tied at all to the government at all, or is it its own entity?
They have seats in the government. They're considered a political party in Lebanon, yes, for sure. And they have their designated seats in the government.
Yeah.
They do. But where I live, it's like Lebanon, especially Beirut, is very divided. It's like because during the Civil War, every religion had their own areas, and post Civil War, it's still kind of like that. So I still live in an area that's mostly Christian. We just
had a meal last week, so we were talking about being Christian Lebanese.
Yeah.
But so your area.
Mostly, yeah. So, but I do have a mosque on my street. So my street is like my building is right between a mosque and a church. I live in between both. But like, if you walk 10 minutes towards the right of my building, you're in the area was just now getting heavily bombed.
Oh, wow.
During the war in October and November of this year, or of like 2024.
So there was one specific area being bombed?
So there's multiple areas, but in Beirut there's one area that has where a lot of Shia Muslims live, where Hezbollah has a lot of ground, and this was the area that was getting the most heavily bombed. When Israel is bombing Lebanon, the attacks are very targeted.
Yeah.
It's very targeted. It's very precise.
Sure.
Sometimes it goes a little bit beyond that. You feel it everywhere. They're still very strong, but they are mostly targeted. Like sometimes they will just target the 3rd floor of a building, like very specifically, or sometimes they will just drop the whole building if there's something going on under it.
Yeah.
But at the time, in 2006, their technology wasn't that advanced, so it was a little bit more aloof.
Sure.
And so we were always like, where is it going to happen? Where is it going to go? Like, where is it going to drop? We don't know. And they bombed more random areas. And my memory might be skewed, just like you were saying. Like,
sure, of course.
Yeah.
But this is the memory of my 12-year-old feelings, right?
Yeah.
So it was, I mean, nothing felt safe. So we just left the city. We went up to the mountains. In the mountains, it was kind of quiet, but we would hear the warplanes. We would hear the warplanes a lot, and when you hear the warplanes, it's just like the whole place just shakes and just like as if you hear like a plane land right above your head if you live near LaGuardia, but it's like nonstop.
Yeah.
And they would do phone calls. They would do random phone calls to Lebanese phone numbers, the Israeli army, and then you would pick up, and it would be like a recording playing, just like telling us they're basically going to kill us.
It wasn't even like an evacuate this area. It was just like...
No. It was just like, I remember because I picked up my grandma's cell phone. We were in the mountains with my grandparents. my grandma's cell phone was ringing and it said 0000 on the Nokia. Like it was like 000 calling. I was like, what the fuck is this 000 number? Like just 4 zeros. Yeah. And then you would pick up and it would just be a recording of them being like, they would speak in Arabic and they would say, I remember the first line just because this is how far I got before I threw the phone off because I got so scared.
Sure.
And it was like, we're like a spider web and we're going to capture you like little insects or something like that. We're like a little spider, like a spider web. And I was like, what the fuck? And I just dropped the phone and I was like, oh my God, they're coming for us. Like,
could you tell from the accent that it was Israel? Or they said, hi, it's Israel. We're going to catch.
No, it wasn't from, it was a recording. It sounded like a robotic voice, but it spoke in Arabic. And there was no accent. It just sounded like a regular, like someone reading a text in Arabic.
What the fuck was that? You think it's just like a psychological intimidation
obviously,
thing?
I think it was obviously, what else would it be? And then, but I was just so terrified. And I remember they called my grandpa's cell phone like 2 days later, and my grandpa cursed and then threw his phone at the wall. And his phone broke on the wall.
Maybe that's it. They just want you guys to break all your fucking cell phones.
So they
throw them at the wall.
But I remember being like, oh, fuck, Grandpa, you're going to get us killed. Like,
because you swore
at them. I was like, they're going to be mad at us now, Grandpa. Why would you do that? But like 3 days later, out of nowhere, my mom was like, we packed our stuff. We're taking a bus. We're going to Syria. And then we're going to go to Turkey. And then we're going to go to New York where your uncles are. I'm not staying here. And I had never traveled at that point. Like, I had never left Lebanon. Yeah. It was my first trip.
What was your understanding? Like, I think about like American education was so deeply ingrained, this core of like we are good and we're trying our best out there in a chaotic world.
Yeah.
And like what was your understanding as like a child of like who did you think of life in terms of good guys and bad guys, or were you just like did you identify with Hezbollah at the age of like where were you in your mind?
I was a kid who's just trying to get the cute boys to look at me.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like that's all I was. I didn't really think beyond that.
Sure.
It was just like the whole commotion and the political instability and the car bombs and the occasional wars. They were just part of like what I thought was a normal life. At the end of the day, what I cared about as a kid was, please just don't bomb us on the wrong day so I can't see my friends because I want to hang out and I just want to see the boy I have a crush on and just don't kill my friends or the people I love besides. But I'm a kid, you know, when you're a child, you just, and especially when you grow up in a country like ours, the normalization of that kind of world is just, it's insane. I mean, when you look back now, I'm like, I can't believe this was normal in my head. But in my head, it was just like, well, it is what it is. We live with it. And then all I care about is like going to school and seeing my friends. And
so a car bomb, would that be like a snow day?
Yes.
Like, would you go like, oh, did they cancel?
Yeah, that's so funny you say that because I tried to make a bit about it. Like when I first started comedy, like when it was like 2 years in, and I was trying to explain the car bomb days, and I would try to compare them to snow days in America, but people never laughed. I was like, come on, guys. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
But that's exactly what it was when there would be a car bomb and we were like 10 years old and then they were like, no school tomorrow. We were like, yes, no math exam. you know, like,
wow.
Yeah, because you're a kid and you're stupid. Yeah. You don't know how to.
Yeah.
But that's basically how it would be. But there was like a year, like in 2005, there was like 2004, 2005, there was like nonstop car bombs. And there were like, it was pretty terrifying, but I think you deal with it and you try to like what's the word?
Oh God, I know the word you're thinking of. Look on the bright side.
Yeah.
You try to suppress.
Yeah, you suppress. You. Sometimes I forget English.
I just can't even imagine. Me too, and that's all I know.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing The Godfather Part 2 and his wife in Sicily gets in a car and it explodes.
Yeah.
And like that was enough to fill me with unimaginable dread.
That someone would bomb me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The closest, I mean, I just think about what are those moments. It's like, what are the moments that happen in your childhood where something's so out of control, you see your parents are scared, you see that they don't have control over the world.
Yeah.
And like it just feels like it happened so much earlier. It was part of your world so much earlier. For me, it was like the DC Sniper.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the DC Sniper?
No.
So there was a month I love to talk about it just because it was so impactful. There was a month.
What year?
I was in. Oh, can you look up what year the DC sniper was? This guy, and he had like a younger 18-year-old who was helping him out. He went around shooting people completely at random.
Oh my God.
And I believe he killed 10 people at the end of the day.
It wasn't like politicians or anything. It was just random people.
No, some woman. I remember one. It was just a woman reading a book at a gas station. 17. And it would happen 3 days apart, 5 days apart. They canceled all outdoor activities.
Wait, I had never heard of this.
Yes. So it was.
I mean, I was a child.
Yeah.
In another country. That's why I never heard of it. I'm like, that's crazy. I didn't know about the 2002 sniper in Washington, D.C. when I was a 6-year-old baby in Lebanon. How could I not have known that?
We also didn't hear about the war when you were 12.
Yeah. My thing was in 5th grade. A man in my small town stabbed a real estate agent like on a tour, she was showing him a house, and he killed her.
What?
And then was loose. And this is a small town, and my dad was out of town for work, and so my mom was like, they had like sent us home early, and there was like a checkpoints, like cops like checking everyone's trunks to see if but we were like home for the weekend alone, and this like
he just killed her for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, I think he probably tried to assault her and then killed her.
Oh my God.
But it was just loose, and I don't have I think they caught him, but it was like a 40-hour period where he was not caught, and it was like
the point is we all had tough childhoods, Natalie.
I'm sorry.
No, but yes.
At least mine was normalized in some way, shape, or form. This was not for you guys. This must have been really tough for you.
It was really tough.
They did cancel. They canceled outdoor sports for this.
That must have been awful for you.
No, I was about to fail out of PE.
Oh, then good for you.
And yeah.
Is that where you were in DC?
I was in Potomac, Maryland, so he was going around the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, and they didn't know where he would go next.
Yeah.
And it was like a thing where you would sort of jokingly, sort of really, but if you were like going from the car to the grocery store, you'd kind of like move around just in case. I don't think he shot any kids, which I should have thought of. I don't remember thinking that.
And you said, did they catch him?
I did.
Yeah, they caught him.
It was 2 people, right?
It was 2 people. Like he had like an apprentice, a young kid, and I think the kid's still alive. He was killed, right? Or he died in jail.
So the Muhammad was sentenced to death in 2009, and then Mavo, a juvenile, received 6 life sentences in Maryland and 3 in Virginia.
So that's like 125 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember as a kid being like, what does that mean, 3 life sentences? And I guess it's because you sometimes can shorten one. It seems excessive. Just go, it's done.
Yeah, it's done. You're there.
You're there.
Yeah.
We'll move you to Virginia if you make it to 300.
Yeah.
But he was a kid.
I'm sorry we've turned this into a death talk.
No, it's okay.
Just darkness.
No, so you went to New York?
I went, yeah.
When you were how old?
12.
12.
And what was your impression of America before you came, and then?
So before I came, I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to go to this place I see in the movies. Like, so cool.
Yeah.
Britney's there.
Brittany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so excited. But the way in which, I mean, that was before I came actually. But when my mom told us during that war, she's like, we're leaving tomorrow. That's not how I felt. I was very upset. I was like, what do you mean we're going to go? Like, I don't know where my friends are. We can't just leave. Like, I was so upset. And getting here, I was just very angry. I didn't want to be here just because I got snatched in a way. Like I got snatched away from my country in a time where I was just like, it's just taken aback by it. And in the middle of a war, you can't just go, oh yay, vacation.
Yeah.
Just like, what the fuck is going on? So I was just like, I want to go back. Just take me back. And they were like, you're so ungrateful. We took you out of a war.
I'm sure it is. Like for a kid, it's like, this is the best time to move. Like, guys, we're fucking adults. To have to do this as an adult, that's chaos.
Yeah. I was miserable here. I didn't want to be here, and then they put me in school, and then the war ended, but they still kept us here. My parents, they were like, we just want you guys to have a shot at a real like childhood. We don't want you to be, we don't know when things are going to get bad in Lebanon again. Our childhoods were horrible. We don't want the same for you. So my mom was like, let's try it out here. Let's give you a shot. And I was like, you guys are horrible. You're the worst parents in the world. I hate you. And I was just so angry, and I got in school here, and I was just telling everybody in school here how much they sucked, and my friends in Lebanon were better.
Really? Yeah. Right out the gate.
Right out the gate, I was like, "This is terrible. This place sucks, and you guys have no idea what real fun is, and you guys are all horrible. And my country's so much better. Our mountains are prettier. Our beaches are awesome. You guys are just weird, and you guys don't get it." I was just like 12, and I was so angry.
So you had no friends.
But I had a lot of friends. No, I had friends.
Oh, they like that. Like it was like, wow.
No, I feel like I created some kind of Stockholm syndrome maybe. And then when they were like, "No, we're gonna prove to you that this is."
I love all these kids that deal with all these parents that deal with their kids being like, they want to go to Lebanon now, and they're like, oh.
Well, a lot of them did. A lot of them when I went back came to visit me, and I'm still close to a lot of them that still live here. They're still my friends. We've kept in touch even after I went back to Lebanon. And
did you become nicer to them?
Yeah, I was nice to them. I wasn't like an actual bitch to them, but I had those moments of, in Lebanon, the sandwiches are actually way better. In Lebanon, here's what we do. In Lebanon, kind of like this one time at band camp. That was my this one time at band camp. I would just always bring it up when I had the chance to, but it's just because I was having survivor's guilt and just like I was what is it when you miss your country and your home? I was
homesick.
I was homesick. I was so homesick. And but eventually I went back and I was so happy to be back. But then as soon as I got back to Lebanon and I got in high school and then I was about to get into college, I was like, no, I want to go back to New York.
You started telling everyone.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, in New York. You were joking. That was
Rockaway
actually
Beach.
And my mom was like, "Bitch, shut the fuck up. We came back here because of you." And now you're like, New York. I'm like, yeah, I was a kid. I didn't get it.
Did they come back for you?
Well, my mom says that it's my fault, but I don't think so. I mean, I didn't have that much power. She was much more powerful. If they didn't actually have to go back, they wouldn't have gone back. Yeah. The thing is, my dad stayed in Lebanon and I was here with my mom. Mm-hmm. And as I said earlier, my dad was the cool, awesome guy that I just wanted to be around all the time. And I was like, I refuse to live without him. And I'm going to go back. And my mom was like, "You think I'm stupid? I know what you're trying to do. You just want to go because you think your dad is going to let you go out and have fun and have no rules and everything. If you go back to your dad, I'm going to go back with you. And I'm going to, the rules are going to follow you. You're not going to escape me. It's not going to be funner for you over there." I was like, yeah, I will. And then sure, she did come back with me. And
what ways was like your childhood strict in a way American childhoods were not?
So I don't know if I would compare to American because my friends around me who were Lebanese, their parents were not as strict as mine.
Okay.
So it's like my mom was very strict. Like my mom, for example, only let me go out once a week. Like really? On the weekend, I had to choose either Friday or Saturday, not both. Okay. If I go out Friday night, I don't go out Saturday. If I go out Saturday, I have to stay home Friday. And I'd be like, why? Like, this is so crazy. She'd be like, because you need to know how to enjoy time by yourself. She'd be like, just go to your room. And I was like, then do what? She's like, create something.
You see, there's times I go, I'm sure it was a nightmare sometimes, but I'm like, your mom had a plan.
She did.
I just like, my parents, there's no plan.
Yeah.
I had to figure that out. Yeah. And by the way, I was spending both nights at home.
Why?
No, because I had no fucking friends.
Really?
Because I was sad and a loser and I had video games.
Friends?
No, I did not know. I went through a lot of phases where I was like, I don't have friends. I don't know how to make friends. Mixed with like the people that would show interest, I wouldn't want.
What kind of kid were you in high school?
I mean, theater saved me. Like, theater saved me in that it gave me something to do and a purpose and status and blah, 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 blah.
And what about your theater friends?
It's tough being at the top, It's lonely at the top.
Were they jealous?
No, it's just like work made sense to me. Mm-hmm. Hanging out was weird. I wish I had smoked pot. I look back and I go, God, I wish I had smoked pot. I wish I had drunk. Truly. Because I go to parties and I just feel uncomfortable. Some of them.
And why didn't you?
Those anti-drug campaigns, they clicked in with me. I don't even know if they scared it. Like I remember this kid came back in my middle school. He came from high school and he was a fucking weirdo. Mm-hmm. He was like, yeah, I'm smoking a lot of pot in high school. And I remember being like, hey, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Smoking pot is bad. And I just there is a part of me that I have to watch.
Yeah.
A righteous thing that clicks to no, this is good. This is bad.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but without getting high, like when I get high, I can be more social. I struggle without it. I self-doubt. I struggle to talk.
Yeah.
So luckily I've had girlfriends. I had a girlfriend junior year and I had a girlfriend senior year, and that, thank God. Yeah. I never would have left the house.
Yeah. Were you with her for a while? These 2 years?
So I had one girlfriend junior year. She was from Russia. and I was like head over heels in love with her. She was also like the first person to ever touch my penis.
Oh.
And it was like a really romantic like 3 months of like it was beautiful. And then we went to summer camp, and she like there was a counselor there that I guess she had dated the summer before, and I was nervous, and so I made this is the kind of kid I was. It paints a picture. I was very romantic back then, so we'd always text poetry to each other, and I thought like, oh, I know how I'll lock her in for the summer. I know how to make sure she doesn't hook up with this guy.
Okay.
I wrote song lyrics. And
that you'd created?
That I created. No melody. No melody.
Oh.
Just the chorus as well. And the chorus was, I remember it. I'm pretty sure this is it. It was, I wish upon a star.
That's the chorus?
Bad start. Bad start.
I wish upon a star.
That I could be right there where you are, holding you close throughout the night. When you're near, everything's all right. And I wrote it out on a star. And because she was from Russia, I had strings attached. How old were you? I was.
She had touched your penis at this point.
Don't say you were 18.
No, this was my junior year.
So you were 17?
16,
17.
Wait,
16,
and you wrote
17.
it on a star, so like you cut up a star?
Yes, big like paper, or maybe cardboard, a little bit thicker. And so I wrote the lyrics. I bought butterfly earrings because she liked butterflies, and I like put them into the star.
Imagine her parent finding that.
Well, they didn't see. So like, and then I had strings on each point of the star, and it went down to a little rectangle that said, "I love you," first English, and then Russian, and then I'm sure maybe Lebanese, and probably not, but 2 other languages.
2 other.
Because 1, 2, 3,
random.
4.
Okay.
Unless I don't think I did the Star of David. And I also gave her a musical theater album, my favorite tracks with like, breakdown of the plot synopsis where they fit in the story. And I gave it to her. I spent the night, like, this was like, I'd spend the night.
Yeah.
And it was like the night before she was going to camp. And I cried. I don't think I've ever cried this much in my entire life. And I should have clocked right there. She wasn't doing as much crying as me. And I was with her parents, and her parents were like Russian in a way. They just felt a little more stoic, and I was like this gay theater kid, just like bawling and just like, I love you. And I put the star like in a cardboard thing. I stapled the corners so it would like be upright, and I said, open this when you get to camp.
Oh.
And you
said, don't open it now, open it later.
I said, open it later.
Oh my God.
And she never brought it up. And I know what happened because I went to summer camp too. You go to camp, there's a whole new world. It's so much cooler than your world back home.
She opened it with him and they left at you.
Yeah, that's the worst case. Or best case, she opened it and went, oh my God, and like hid it away.
Hid it.
But there's no way she as I wanted, hung it up on the entrance to the bed to deter the counselor.
Oh, she must have felt like such a horrible ick opening that, and I'm so sorry that.
But by the way, we were both schmaltzy back and forth. Is this a lot?
Okay.
But it wasn't like out of the blue. Like we did.
Okay. Well, you should have. You should have.
Back
you
and
should
forth.
have premised that because I thought it was just kind of like you felt like her distance was going to start because
I clearly made a leap.
Yeah. Okay.
And like I extended it past my abilities. What was I doing? Writing lyrics.
But good for you for being able to put yourself out there and be vulnerable like that at such a young age.
But you know what happened? Here's what worked out. Kind of is that I then went to a musical theater camp where I got my first blowjob. And I remember being at the camp, and it was like the way summer camps, like the first day, you're like, I don't want to have a girlfriend right now. I like you could just feel this. It was just like this camp was magical, and you're all in a dorm room. All of you are in a dorm room, and then so when she broke up with me, I think I hooked up with like someone that day. Yeah, it was like so we both.
You were fine.
We both, but then at the end of summer, we met back up, and I thought we'd get back together, and we did not, and that was tough. And she drove me home because I didn't have a license.
Wow,
and it's tough to get dumped and then dropped off.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
What about you? What's your romance? What was the most romantic? You have a boyfriend in all these travels? American, Lebanon.
I did. Yeah. I don't think I ever had a boyfriend here. Yeah. No, I didn't have a boyfriend here. I had.
Who was your first boyfriend?
My first real boyfriend, I guess, was when I was like sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was my first. I was so in love with him.
Yeah.
we're gonna get married one day. It's just gonna be crazy. We were so obsessed with each other, but we would break up all the time.
Who would do it?
It was mostly me. I was mostly the breakupper, or I would drive him to break up with me because I hate confrontation.
What do you mean drive? Like, what would you do?
Not drive.
No. I mean, but how?
I would just become like cold, horrible, mean.
Do you remember why?
I can't remember why. But there were moments where I was like, I don't want to be in here this anymore, but I don't know how to say it, so I'm just gonna be
really mean.
Cold, yeah. But then he would kind of do the same. Because it was if I didn't do it, he would do it. It was always one of us getting tired of the other. Yeah. It was really weird. It was just like that for 2 years. But then when we were in love, we were so in love and so dramatic about it.
What was it like? Like, I remember with this first girlfriend, and it was her parents, again, maybe it was a Russian thing.
Yeah.
I was allowed to stay over.
Yeah.
And she was allowed, not at my mom's house. My mom and stepdad, it was not. But my dad's house. You were allowed. Get another point for my dad. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
My dad was thrilled I was straight.
Yeah.
What were your parents? Were they?
Well, see, that was the hardest part. For me, that was the hardest part about having a boyfriend, was that I was not allowed to have a boyfriend. And I was not allowed to hang out with a guy alone. I could if it was at my house in the living room with everything open. Like, but that was it, which no one wants to hang out like that with a boyfriend, and my 2 brothers in the apartment. Like, I don't want that. So I would lie when I would be hanging out with them. And I remember that one time, oh my God, this was fucking scarring. Okay. Cause I remember that one time we had school on Saturday. It was a week where we had school on Saturday, because going back to the car bombs, when they would give us a day off because of a situation, a political situation, they would always, I was in a Jesuit high school that was like very strict.
Sure.
So the priests would add a random Saturday to make up for the days we had missed because of like a bomb or political turmoil or something like that.
So it was different than a snow day.
A little bit, yeah. The Jesuits,
sometimes if you use too many snow days, they do make you stay in
an extra.
Longer.
Okay, so then maybe not that different.
Allotted for the thing. So if they used more,
if I had a teacher who would maybe come on a Saturday, you know what? I played a bomb in their car.
Would make you come. You know.
Yeah.
So we were at school on Saturday, but when they would give us a Saturday, they would give us a half day. So that day I was like, okay, it's Saturday. Like, my mom is distracted, whatever. I'm going to go hang out with him. But then I had my dad. My dad was super cool about everything except for boys.
Sure.
That was the only thing for him that was just like, I don't want any boy near my daughter. And so I wanted to go hang out with him. But again, I was very innocent. I didn't do anything. It's not like I wasn't having sex in high school.
Sure.
I was not. I was still a virgin. The most I would do was kiss. And so I was like, but I want to go hang out with him. His mom invited me over to lunch, but I couldn't tell my mom and my dad that they invited me over to lunch. Like, I can't be there in their house. Like, I can't. So I told my dad I was at my friend Anne's, and Anne was our friend that we all used. Because she had the coolest parents. They were surgeons. They were never home. So we knew our parents couldn't call her parents, right? And they were not going to call Anne. And Anne was the house we were always at all the time because the parents weren't there. So I knew my parents wouldn't doubt it if I'm at Anne's with the girls and we're going to have lunch after school.
Anne had no friends. Yeah. And everyone's like, she's the most popular girl.
She actually is, and she's still one of my best friends. But I don't remember. Anne swears I didn't, but I'm pretty sure I told her. I told my dad, I'm at your place, but I'm going to go to my boyfriend's. And we live in a very, the area in which we live in Beirut is very small. And so after school, Anne went out to lunch and then was walking back to her building. That's a 5-minute walk from my building. And then my dad drives by and sees Anne on the street. And he goes, Anne. And she goes, hey, what's up, Michael? He goes, where's Natalie? She said she was with you. And then she goes, oh, no, she's at her boyfriend's having lunch.
Oh, Anne.
Oh, Anne.
Which is say anything but that. Say she died in my bathroom. You know, just say anything. But don't say that. And then my dad, he starts calling me, but I'm making out with my boyfriend, so I don't see it. And then my boyfriend had his phone in his pocket, and his phone starts buzzing, and he goes, somebody's calling me. And he looks, and he goes, I don't know that number. And then I look at his phone, and I see my father's number. What the fuck is my father's number doing here? I jump off of him. I take the phone, and I go, hi, Dad. I pick up as if
You picked up the phone?
Yeah, I pick up the phone and I still try to pretend that nothing is crazy here and that I can fix this. He goes, "Where are you?" I'm at Anne's. I'm still lying. I'm at Anne's, and he goes, "Don't lie to me. I saw Anne outside. She told me you're at here." And he's screaming so loud, my boyfriend can hear him through the phone. He's screaming. My boyfriend's like, "I'm gonna drive you home." He doesn't have a license. He's like, "I'll drive you. Let's just go." I'm like, "No, I can't." He's like, "Let's just go." And he drove me home. He drove 100 miles per hour, no license. He was just so he threw me in the building. He was like, "Get the fuck out of my car. I want nothing to do with this." I went upstairs and my dad was livid, but cool enough to not tell my mom.
Wow.
He was like, "You're so lucky. I'm not telling your mother, but you ever like this to me fucking again, I swear to you, this is I will tell your mom." That's the worst my dad would do, is I will tell your mom. And I remember, it was so scary. He broke up with me 3 days after that, because he was like, "I don't want to have to deal with that." We would break up over things like that, you know?
Sure.
And one of the main things he would break up with me for was, "Your parents are too strict and you won't have sex with me." These were the two things and then he would come back and be like, "I'm sorry, I love you. I don't care if your parents are strict and you won't have sex with me." But then 5 days later, he'd be like, "No, I need you to have sex with me. So I need to break up again." And I was like, "Oh my God, we love each other so much. This is like a teenage romance story." It's like typical listening to my Taylor Swift album, being like, "Wow, my life is a movie." Yeah. I'm gonna marry this guy. I mean, I thought I was gonna marry him up until I moved here.
What was the last? Did you just because you moved away, or
no? We broke up long before then, but we would always end up starting something up again and then calling it off and then starting. And then I moved to America, and when I was 21, I moved to New York, and I was still so in love with him, and I was like, I'm never gonna move on. And then he came to New York a couple of years into me living here for a week with his brother, and then we saw each other, and then we had our final closure.
One last make out for the road.
We didn't even make out. We just stood and talked, and we were like, "This is just, we don't know each other anymore. We're both adults." We were in love with each other as kids, not knowing each other. But he was like, "I see what you're doing now. You're in this world in America, and I think you're gonna do great things. And I always knew there was something different about you and special." And I mean, a silly little speech, and I was like, "Oh my God, beautiful."
That would be a great show. To have to do an interview with your high school ex,
or
something with enough distance that you could be like,
"It is."
Whoa, do you remember that?
Talked in a long time.
Yeah,
too, and been like,
That is a good show. But he still doesn't look at me in the eye.
Yeah,
he still doesn't. We still have a lot of friends in common. We were at my cousin's wedding back in December, and he didn't even say hi to me. We were right in front of each other, and he just looked at the floor. I was like, "Bro, come on! You're married. Just say hi to me."
Yeah.
Why aren't you saying hi to me?
Maybe still feels, maybe his wife goes, "I don't want you to talk." Yeah,
I don't think so.
Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's that.
I mean, I would like to think that this is what it is. This would make me feel a lot more special.
Would you? Okay, so if your fiance, I pitch this new show. My first guest, I get your fiance and whoever he dated in high school. Exactly.
Absolutely not.
High school.
Absolutely.
Come on, Natalie. Yeah. High school.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm that girl. I'm like, every girlfriend you've had before me is cheating.
High school.
You cheated on me. No. Well, listen, he was a little slut, and he was the worst kind of slut. He was a relationship slut.
Season.
Yeah, but he had 3 girlfriends. He had 3 girlfriends his whole life, but they were each for years at a time until me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
3 girlfriends, and there was barely any single time before me. So each of these girls he was with for at least 2-3 years. Minimum. So they shaped him. They were a part of him.
Yes, so you don't
want to talk to them.
You know what, Natalie? Every year you should write him a thank you card. Say thank you for shaping. They got a worse version of him.
That's not true. Maybe I got the worst. Maybe they broke him.
They broke him, and then you got to break a wild horse.
Maybe
and
he
you
was
build
better.
It up.
Maybe he was better before.
I seriously doubt that.
Maybe the show should be all the exes and current person talking.
Yes.
To determine.
That's a better show.
The better version.
The current girlfriend and the exes.
You'll talk to them?
Yes.
I
would love to. I would love to.
Really?
Yes.
What would you want to say to them? Would you want to be like, what was he like?
I would actually go, you start. You ask me the first question. And then we'll go from there. Because I'm sure they have questions too.
It depends how it ended.
Wouldn't you want, would you be curious at all? But I feel like for men, it's different. I feel like, would you be curious to meet your girlfriend's exes?
Yes, but she didn't have as many, like, I had like one very long relationship before. She didn't have exactly the same thing. So it's easy for me to be like, yeah, I'll talk to the guy. I would love to just talk about the cilantro thing for a couple hours. Truly.
That would be what you choose.
Truly.
You just want someone to say you're right.
It would, it would be like if I did that show, I would start my offering. I'd bring tacos with cilantro. And be like, hey, let's enjoy this while she's not here.
It'd be funny if they were like, if he was like, I actually have the same thing that she has, And
sure.
Like, okay, fuck you.
But you wouldn't want him to do it with them. Let me ask.
I wouldn't love it.
In like a theoretical world, is it because you're just like, you're gonna feel things? Or you just like, I don't even want to know that your head. Is it just I don't want to believe that you loved someone before me?
No, I don't think that's what it is. I don't think, because first of all, I also fully trust him. I don't think I fully trust his love for me. I don't doubt it at all.
Sure.
I just don't want to see him remembering moments and feelings with them. You know what I mean? I just don't want him remembering that.
Does he have? You said these were long relationships, yeah?
Does he what?
These were long relationships he had with these women.
Yes.
Does he have any pictures, a memory box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He keeps stuff, and like when we were moving, I saw letters from his exes, but I took everything in me. It took everything in me not to open them. But that's how I knew I loved this man, because I was like, why do you? And then I'm like, I tried to ask him, I'm like, why do you keep them? He goes, of course I'm going to keep them. It's for the memories. And I'm like.
This is it's so funny how it all like, for me, I have a memory box.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of things in it.
Yeah.
But I also, the unfortunate thing for my girlfriend dating an actor is I would do a lot of these Meisner exercises where you'd have to write a letter. And, in my actor trying to trigger my emotions, it's like, goodbye. I'm going to die.
Yeah.
I'm death of a salesman. And so these
so
are
morbid.
Like, I love. It's so romantic. And yeah, it's just
you're saving those.
Not all of them. I throw away a lot, but there's some.
But like ex's letters that were like, look at how far we've come. Love you so much. We'll be together forever.
These were more like we were already broken up. We were not talking anymore, and these were more for acting exercises in a big acting notebook. I would like write them out.
That's fine.
Yeah, but it was, especially when you're not dealing with the person face to face, you could really talk loftily because you're writing a love letter to an imaginary person in your own head now.
Yeah.
I think there is an envelope in there. I'm not sure. Where I did, and I've said it before, when I was younger, I did the birthright trip. This was before I knew anything.
How old were you?
Embarrassing to not know it. I was probably 24.
Didn't read yet.
Musical theater degree. In my defense, musical theater degree.
Didn't read yet.
How was your trip? Did it change you in any way?
No, it had very little again, like, this is how I understood the world, where someone was like, do you know you can get a free vacation? I was like, what is this?
Yeah, of course.
I had no cultural thing. Yeah. And some people said it would be propaganda. You could pick which trip you wanted, and mine was like the adventure trip.
Propaganda trip, adventure?
Essentially, I mean, they go like, Israel history trip.
Oh, interesting.
And I did the like riding a camel trip.
Oh.
And it was, it was like, there was one 30-minute speech maybe.
Yeah. Where
the guide who had gone as like a loser, I feel bad to this guy, but he became like super religious after the trip. And they talked about, but he was like, they had soldiers join, but they were like young leftist for Israel politics talking about a 2-state solution. And again, all of it was new to me.
Okay.
But when I was leaving, this was like right as our, we were already broken up, but we were still like friends. And she was reaching that point of like, I don't think this works, whatever this is. And so I was like, Israel, there was some attack there. I could die on this trip. Like that's the worst of my emotional manipulation is I could die.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't.
And
the
then
last
you'll
thing
regret
would
it.
not have been that you said you love me so much.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure.
Me sometimes.
And I think I wrote a letter, a if I die letter. That I'm sure is like just you meant so much to me.
Yeah.
And also our relationship.
Did you give it to her?
No.
Oh.
I mean,
just kept it to yourself.
I just kept.
Is this part of your acting exercise, or you just did it at the time just in case?
Natalie, my whole life is part of my acting exercise.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I don't know if that's there or if I threw it away. But part of it, I only like it because it's not open. So I'm like,
but
what does
it's
it say?
interesting because your memory box is mostly letters you wrote to yourself.
Exactly.
It's not letters that have been written to you that you're like, I'm going to keep for memory, that your girlfriend has to know that box is in your closet somewhere and the ghosts of your girlfriend's past are all in the fucking closet too. You know what I mean? Which is my case.
Yes.
Which is my case. And yet...
Did you read the letter?
No!
You just saw it?
I just saw it because as I was unpacking all the boxes, I saw like, it was like a Christmas or like a birthday card. And I saw the signature and I was like, I'm not going to read it. And I stopped myself right there. But I'm like, if there's one, there's more.
Yeah.
If there's one, there's more. There's so many cards in there. But then I took everything in me because I know if I read it and I know about them, he will see it on my face.
Yeah.
Because again, I can't hide anything from my face, and my body just shuts down immediately and just goes into, I'm upset and there's something on my mind and I will not be able to hide it from you, and you're gonna know until you get it out of me.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to have to deal with that.
Sure.
You know, I didn't want to have to. I need to keep up the good.
You gotta.
I gotta keep it up because I can't lose the ammo when the time comes.
Yeah.
When the time comes, I need to stay on top. I need to have everything on my side for me to be like, I am an exemplary partner. I don't open your letters.
If someone that's a breach. I know a woman I dated like a summer camp in college, and she went into my phone. And I remember just feeling like, I was like, well, nothing, almost like, they say in like court cases, fruit from the poison tree. It's like what they would say on The Good Wife. Basically, like, anything you find in there, you broke the law to do that.
Yeah.
You betrayed something so deep. I don't even care.
Yeah.
You cannot do that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I know he wouldn't. He wouldn't read mine.
Yeah.
Because he's secure and not jealous.
All your exes, you just made out with them one time, and then your dad broke it up. Big whoop. What's that letter look like?
Oh, it was just one.
Let's go to our next segment. This has got to stop.
Okay.
This has got to stop.
This has got to stop. It's what we're talking. Something needs to come to an end. Big, small, personal, public, whatever it is. We do a new segment. If you're a member of the Patreon, you can submit your This Has Gotta Stops. Ty, do you have a This Has Gotta Stop from a patron for us today?
We have one from Will. This has got to stop. The lazy stereotype that British food is bad. 30 years ago, sure, fine, beige, blah. But today, there are so many diverse, interesting meals to be had for any budget. And then in parentheticals, you put one guess where I'm from.
Let me say this. I agree with you. Britain has so much wonderful Indian food.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Middle Eastern food, great there
Middle
too.
Eastern food. So I agree there's a lot of good food there from other places.
Correct.
You colonized way back in the day. Fair. In your defense, I love a good British breakfast.
What is it? What is a British breakfast?
Look it up so I get it exactly. But we got beans.
Okay.
We got tomatoes, like roasted tomatoes, grilled tomatoes, big juicy tomato. We got this thing. Oh, what is it called? Blood pudding. Blood sausage.
Yeah.
Blood pudding, which is amazing. You got the eggs.
Black pudding.
It's a very hearty breakfast. There's a lot going on, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's like a type of breakfast beans, mushrooms, roasted tomatoes, all that.
Yeah, it's a delicious smorgasbord of things, sausage. So I agree with that. Britain has great food. I had a good time. I will defend you.
Yeah, but the key word here is they did say diverse.
Diverse, yeah.
Like, you know.
Which is like you're fighting yourself here, buddy.
Yeah. You kind of negated your own point there, where you're like, no, it's really good when you have the other people's food in my country.
If you told me, and I don't mean to start any new battles here, if you told me we got to go eat in Ireland, that's, to me, Ireland is like, there's not even the other cultures here. Haven't spent that much time in Ireland, but I feel like if I'm going to Ireland, I'm getting some starch, and it's not gonna be great.
I will say Ireland is the only place I returned the burger.
Yeah.
This is the only place I returned my plate.
My This Has Got to Stop is food related. Just because I like plain snow cones doesn't mean I have a mental disorder. I like ice.
You like ice.
I like the texture. I like the different kinds of texture. I I liked plain snow cones before I had an eating disorder. I liked it back in summer camp when I didn't give a shit. The flavors were too intense. I like the slowness. You know me, I eat too fast. And so the ice, it's like you can only eat ice so fast, so it gives me something to do with my hands. I like how it gets slushier and slushier. There's a movement to the meal. And if you have some condensed milk, if it's within my non-fasting window, I'll put it on there. Like they would with regular snow cones. I'll put some condensed milk on there, onto the ice. But I like ice. I like the feeling.
But you could do ice yourself. You could crush some ice and have it yourself.
Yeah.
You don't need to go to a snow cone person for that.
They love it though. They go. It's this. No flavor. No flavor. Pay whatever you want. And guess what? I paid more than they think I would have paid.
What a good guy.
They sometimes say, "Don't even worry about it," and I say, "No, please.
Yeah.
Here's a penny."
What is really happening there? Like, what is really going through your mind when you're
to be a hospital patient?
Like
what? That's when you have chopped ice.
You don't.
It's like when you're in the hospital.
You cannot possibly be a kid at a asking for just ice and being like, "This is what makes me the happiest in my mind." There's no way. There's something deeper going on.
The flavors were too sweet. I never liked fruity flavors. The only
don't
Starbucks
like snow cones. You don't. Why are you going to snow cones?
You don't like snow cones. You need to add shit to it.
Hey, listen, I have no problem saying I don't like snow cones. I'm not buying them. I'm not going and getting flavored.
Yeah.
I'm not going in chopped ice. I don't know why you have to go to a snow cone.
Whenever it snows, people go outside. They go, "Oh, I'm eating the snow," but I put it in a cup. You're a serial killer. That's not fair at all. People say only a serial killer would eat snow cones.
Chop up your ice in your own home. And keep
I
it to
do.
yourself.
I'm on my 4th snow cone machine, and guess what? We go up in price every time. They break every time.
Oh, you buy snow cone machines for your house?
I'm on my 4th. I'm on my 4th one, and we're talking to Tovah.
So this is something you go looking for, like, that you genuinely like.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it.
Ice.
And
You love
and
ice. You love
I
ice.
found on Amazon there was an industrial grade one. And
cut that out. Just saying, Gianmarco loves ice. ICE.
Are you gonna get it for your new apartment?
Yeah, I'm gonna take out a loan
Big ice
for this.
supporter.
Can you imagine? This isn't the only ice I like.
Yeah.
That's my this gotta stop. Do you have a this gotta stop?
Yeah, this gotta stop.
Wait, stop. Can I criticize for a second? This is every clip. Ready? This is how it starts. Yeah, this has got to stop. Give me a clean clip, buddy.
It's not going to be one you want to use for a clip. This
Good.
guy's,
You did before.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
This has got to stop. Movie theaters, restaurant places. I just don't ever. It's never great quality, and I always go in with the highest hopes. I'm gonna go and sit in that nice chair and be in a pod, and we're gonna order some food, order a drink, and they'll come, and they always don't have things, and it's always bad food, and I romanticize it in my head, and I think it's gonna be a great experience, and we'll take out that it's wildly expensive because everything's expensive these days, whatever. But it's just, the quality's not there. And ultimately, I would rather just be at a regular movie theater getting popcorn and a big diet soda.
But what if it could be good?
I just haven't experienced it where I've been.
Did you go to Nighthawk?
I haven't been to Nighthawk.
Okay.
So
I thought that's what you were talking about. I'm like, I gotta go there tonight.
I have a specific thing. It's a chain. So I'm open to Nighthawk still.
Okay.
I love the idea of it, but I
love the idea of it.
I love the idea of it, but I'm always underwhelmed and left feeling like disgusted and sad, and I spent a lot of money. Does that make sense?
Yes, I agree. I don't know what chain you're talking about.
Well, I don't want to say it. I don't want to call him out.
It's a chain.
Call him out.
It's a fucking chain.
No. Listen, iPick probably does a good job in certain places.
Was it a friend's house?
No, iPick.
Go to Nighthawk.
Yeah.
Because I believe in eating the dinner at the movie. I believe in it so hard. I mean, Tovah and I are bringing full meals to the theater. We're bringing full meals.
That sounds really fun.
Do that.
Yeah.
I've
And by the
never
time
done
the movie starts, the snow cone has already melted.
Well, this too.
Entire meal, buckets of ice.
This too.
Buckets and buckets of ice.
You couldn't get in till half an hour before, and you're pushing the button for service half an hour before because you want to get something before the previews start.
Yeah.
And so then they don't really come, and then you're like, when does it end? And they're like an hour before the movie ends, and it's a short movie. So basically, they came twice, and it just is not what you're like. Well, what was I wanted you to come and do? I wanted to get stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I'd rather see an old movie, save money on the movie, more money. On
the request, I was like, okay, and I'd like to get a draft beer. They're like, we're out of draft beer. All draft beers.
Where did you go?
In Manhattan. To an iPad.
You're out of draft beers.
She goes, I don't know who drank them all. And I was like,
I don't know who. She sounds like this is what someone who drank them all would say.
Here you go. I don't know who drank them all.
I don't know who drank them all. And then you're trying to order anything else. Oh man, okay.
That's frustrating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Diva, this got to stop now.
Yes. Automatic flushers.
Oh.
In public bathrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because they never locate my movement correctly, and they're always flush while I'm still.
I think this is something.
Which is awful, because then you get the splash of the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible. I know when to tell you to do that.
Yeah.
You don't tell me when you're gonna do it. You don't know when I'm moving.
I've heard this complaint before, and I think maybe a privilege of being a fat person is that doesn't happen.
I was about to say it.
It's never happened to me. It knows where. If I move out of the thing, how?
Well, can I just ask you something?
The walls are right.
Also, I'm not sitting as much in a public.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Here's what it is. Because I'm a woman who's peeing, I'm mostly squatting.
Okay.
And when I'm squatting, I guess these toilets are not programmed to locate a squatter. Mm-hmm. They're programmed to locate someone who's fully sitting and is right in front of it.
Yeah.
And so since I'm squatting, I'm a little bit further.
Yeah.
Which makes me also a lot more vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I always get flushed on.
Yeah.
And it drives me. I get so upset.
They need to adjust for gender.
Yeah.
They need to adjust for gender.
And for people who squat.
Every people who squat. But I'm saying, like, if we're sitting, we're sitting down.
Yeah.
We're making ourselves comfortable. We're ordering a draft beer.
But some of them are also some of them are also too quick. You just barely stand up. My panties are still down.
Yeah.
And you flush, and they flush. They're always flushing and splashing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have OCD, which I feel like every sane person these days should have OCD. Okay, because things are weird out there.
Yeah.
And so I feel something splashing on my butt. That's not mine. That's the water from the toilet. I'm going to be freaking out about this for the next 2 months.
And those flushers are so active and seemingly attentive, but then the hand wash.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're trying to wash your hands and they're like, where are you? Yeah. I don't know what's happening.
You gotta switch those sensors somehow. Like,
see, you see, then you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you mean, yeah. Yeah.
You're all like, I don't get it. I don't relate to you, Natalie. But here you are.
No, I was just saying.
Look at you talking back. Gianmarco looks so confused. He's looked so confused this whole time.
Because I don't wash my hands.
He washes his hands.
You don't?
No, I
feel like most boys don't after they pee.
Because sometimes we're not touching anything.
Different.
You're touching your penis. And
sometimes we're just pulling on the short.
Sometimes we're just
shifting around. And then I'll flush with, if I have to flush with her, I'll kick it.
You'll kick it?
Oh, I'll kick it.
Yeah, but then someone touches it and goes, I didn't touch anything. But they touched the flush that had your shoe.
Yeah.
Sure.
On it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they should wash their hands. Let's go on to our final segment.
Okay.
You better count your blessing.
You better count your blessing. I'll go first. My dad was in town for dinner. I was not feeling it. And he wanted a one-on-one time. And then I lied. I told Tovah that he wanted her to come. And she was happy. And then I told my dad Tovah's going to come. And then he was like, oh, son, I thought it'd be just us two. And I was like, fuck. And I told Tovah. And then I was very passive-aggressive with my dad. I said, hey, don't worry. I disinvited my girlfriend, so we're all good for tonight. And then he wrote Tovah and me going, Tovah, please come. I want the whole family there. And Tovah came, and thank God she came, because I cannot have a conversation with this man anymore. And Tovah really showed interest and asked questions and didn't mind defining what a manager was. I told her, you don't have the context of having defined it 20 times in your life already. But she made the meal an enjoyable meal. And then the second she left, it was like a silence fell. But I'm very thankful for Tovah navigating my dad and being sweet and making it a pleasant dinner. And I'm very grateful for that. That is early high school girlfriend. I remember she was like, your dad's like, she said something about my dad in a way where I wasn't mature enough to like process it. I was like, only I talk shit about my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you talk shit about my dad. And you know, you got to balance that in life.
Yeah.
And Tovah does it very deftly, and I'm very grateful for that.
Wow.
Do you have a blessing?
I was gonna make a joke about your dad. I did like his outfit at dinner.
Insane. This man's an 8th Italian. He's got a Sicily phone case. He's wearing a shirt that says, what did the shirt say? It said like
Italia or something.
It said Italia. It's a self-made shirt
Viva
that he
Italia.
made. Viva Italia, and maybe like the Soresi family logo, which it was one leg away from a swastika. No, it's like the Sicilian logo, and it's 3 legs in a circle, and it really looks like Mussolini like said like, hey, it's kind of like yours, Hitler, and like that's the logo.
Yeah.
And my great grandfather was from Italy. We never talk about the maternal side at all.
Did your dad grow up in Italy at all, or no?
No.
But he is a very proud Italian?
Very proud Italian.
Okay.
It's just one of those, just when you have no culture,
yeah, you
reach back.
Yeah.
And I think it's a thing that like white people, like I think it results in a lot of, like, I wish white people would be more like, I'm Italian, I'm Greek, so they wouldn't be like, we're white.
Yeah.
They always go, why can't white people have pride? I'm like, you can as a Greek or as an Italian, but white pride connects to a racist American thing that's not a culture. It was a bad force.
So your dad is doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
You're right.
Yeah.
Look at what you just did.
You're right. I'd rather
He's better than you.
He's better than me.
Yeah.
What do you hold on to?
Whiteness. My whiteness. No, I hold on to nothing, and I'm falling in the ether. I don't have anything. I mean, Jewishness was never the thing. Certainly isn't now.
What about your Italianism?
I don't even know how Italian I am. I feel embarrassed to say it. You go to Italy, and they go, did a show, and I started trying to write a bit about it. I said, like, I'm Italian, and someone, no, you're not, and that's tough.
Yeah.
And that's not how they say it. I said, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And I said, fuck, this is an authentic Italian.
Yeah, imagine telling a real Italian, I'm Italian.
Yeah.
Hi.
But that's the thing. I think that's the thing about being an American. Like, I grew up in Maryland. I have no connection to Maryland. We don't have connections to like something deeper or meaningful. So what do we cling on to? Just generally.
And you're not religious. And you're not religious at all.
No.
Did you grow up religious at all?
No.
Okay.
Nothing.
Are there more Italian Americans than like Scottish Americans or other kind of things?
I imagine
or is it just louder about it?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is a thing where you're like, where they tell you about it and they start telling you about their family. Like, no, I've met another one. I've met them before. You all model
Is there a
yourselves.
Scottish American accent the same way there's an Italian American accent?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
I'm Scottish, but like I have nothing. You know, I have nothing to ground me.
Does your dad wear a
kilt?
Scottish? I mean, a picture of a kilt.
No.
I think like the only way that we could create that identity in America is like if people were like racist towards Italians again. Like if someone called me a wop guinea dago, it would make me feel more Italian.
Oh, okay.
And if I actually like dealt with things, then I feel like I'd have a community.
Yeah.
So that's my solution. My solution to American racism is more racism. And like we gotta split up the whites.
Yeah.
We have to have more people go, and I've seen it as a Jew where there are some white people go like, you're not white, you're a Jew, and I go, oh look, yeah, but it's that weird, it's the weird double standard of being a Jew in America, and sometimes I'm like, oh look, it made the Jews feel kind of coalesced, so we start being racist towards the Italians, towards the Irish, towards the Scottish,
The Scots.
What's a slur for Scottish people?
Oh, I don't know.
Can you look up a slur for Scottish people? What's your blessing?
Oh, after sling of really bad commutes the last few weeks to this podcast studio, clean sailing today on the MTA. And we give the MTA a lot of flack, but when it goes smooth, I'm grateful for it. And so I want to give them their due today. It was smooth sailing.
It's like if your partner hits you and you say, when they don't hit me, it's a nice day.
It was though. I think I've been conditioned. It was so bad the last few weeks that.
What's the slur?
These are terrible. Big Mac.
Big Mac
for a large Scottish man.
You watch your mouth.
You fucking Big Mac.
Wow.
McNugget.
These are terrible. These can't be real.
There's no slur. There's no slur for Scottish.
Guess what? We're creative.
Sweaty sock.
What?
You kilter. You kilt wearer.
This one feels like I can't say.
What does it say, Russell? You're allowed to.
I can't read that.
Make it bigger. Zoom in. It's not a thing.
But we don't know which ones are the ones that you can't say out loud.
That's so
say
true.
that. That's you.
I'm not saying that.
It feels right.
This might be really problematic in some countries of the world, so I'm not gonna.
Nataly, what's your blessing?
I guess if I had to choose one, I would choose my therapist, Anthony. I would say my therapist, Anthony, is my blessing. The man that I pay for to care about me.
How long?
A year and a half.
Wow.
I've had a lot of therapists.
Yeah.
Because I've always felt like they sucked. Mm-hmm. And he's the first one where after every session, I'm like, oh, I see why people talk about therapy the way they do.
Uh-huh.
Now I get it. I can quantify and can see that note he gave me and how to apply it in my life.
Sure.
And I can see it working. And for years I was like, therapy's bullshit. People keep telling me, but my trauma's too deep for therapy. Therapists can't get to it because my trauma is so special and it's so specific and it's so real that no one. And then Anthony came along and Anthony's like, hey. And now I'm like, oh my God, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And so I'm grateful to him.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Italian.
I love the way you guys said his name.
Anthony.
Yeah. It's beautiful. So I'm grateful to him.
Where can people find you, Nataly?
On Instagram at NotYourColor. And anywhere. It's my username everywhere.
Amazing.
NotYourColor. Just Google it. And...
Russell, what do you want to plug?
We didn't get to breast reduction, that note on there.
Why would you read that out loud?
What'd you do? Want to talk to me about that?
Well, I had notes for the podcast. Okay, here. God, I hate you. I cannot believe you just did that.
Oh, I would love to talk about that.
Well, let me tell you what happened once.
You had breast reduction and war, and you chose war?
I had a guest on, and you hear other podcasts, and I take notes.
Yeah.
I take notes.
Yeah.
You do. He reads all the things. He listens to interviews.
And it wasn't great chemistry with this guest. They said something really early on that really rubbed me the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And I went for a swing and I just said, breast reduction. And they were like, as if I had like broken, I basically, someone I wasn't clicking with, and I said, hey, tell me about your tits.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, fuck.
Wait, did you know I had a breast reduction?
Shit. Okay, let me, yeah, it was in the, I saw some old pictures.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, look. All right, let me text someone. I'm going to be 5 minutes late, and it's important.
I'm so sorry. This is all my fault.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like a child. I just noticed that word, and I'm so sorry.
I would have done the same.
Okay, you got a breast reduction.
Yeah. I love talking about it. 2011. I was 17.
And what made you feel like I gotta do this?
Well, I felt like I couldn't wear anything. First of all, I had the biggest boobs out of all my friends, and it wasn't like I was just embarrassed. It was just like we're everywhere. When I would go to the beach, I had to like wait till no one was looking to like take off my top quickly and jump into the pool, just because they were just like ridiculously big.
Was there any path along the way? Like, I don't know what it's like, when as a woman, like at the age that it happens, was there any moment of like, I got a nice rack, and then like,
It was no, I can't even remember it at any point being nice.
Yeah.
It was always like, whoa. Like if I had to do an act out of my boobs at the time, it was, whoa. You know?
Did your mom have big breasts?
No.
So you had no one
my
to like...
dad's sister.
Oh yeah?
I got it from my dad.
Did she ever make a
and my dad, actually.
Yeah?
Actually. And my dad. Yeah.
Did anyone ever did your mom or your dad's sister say like, hey, do you want some tips how to deal with these things?
No. My mom was just like, stop bitching about this, my God. And then I was like, what they're so big. And then eventually we went to a doctor, and here's what happened. I would always wear super large t-shirts, still do, because they grew back. That's a story for another time. I used to wear such big t-shirts. I remember going to the plastic surgeon for my first appointment, and he was like, what are you here for? I was like, a breast surgery, obviously. And he was like, implant or reduction? And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I was so happy he said that, because like no one ever said, like, I was like, there's someone made me feel like I might have small boobs for a second, like they're not all there. And then he's like, I was like, reduction. He was like, really? Show me. So I took off my top, and he saw, like, I took off my top, and he went, oh yeah. Oof. He was shocked. He was like, Jesus. He was like, he didn't even want to. He had to take pictures.
You took off your shirt. It's like, here's.
Yeah. That's literally what happened. And then he didn't even want to look at them. He was like, he took all his assistants. He was like, take a picture of these. I don't.
They're like, we can't stand back far enough, doctor.
Yeah, it was.
Open the door.
And I remember I was so scared the day of the operation. I was like, he came in. He has to like draw on the boobs to like give himself direction for later, where to cut. And then I was so scared. I was 17. It was the first time I was about to go under, and I was like, the scars go away, right? And he goes, no. The first question I went, this is a good decision I made, right? It's a good decision. He goes, yeah. And I go, okay, good. But the scars, by the way, the scars are gonna go. He goes, oh yeah, the scars will go away. But even if they didn't, anything's better than that.
Oh my God!
I'm 17.
Sir, this is my body.
I was 17. I was like,
for 17 years.
I guess in a way, if you hate boobs, like you'd love to enter a profession where you make them smaller.
But I was just like, here's the thing. When he said that, it did make me feel better. I was like, if I die, at least I knew it was for good reason, because I had to take them out because they were really horrible. And I remember when I woke up from surgery, and I was heavily sedated, but I still remember that he came in to check in on me, and then like he opened my robe just to check in on his work, and then he opened it and he went, oh, okay, now you're perfect. Now you're good. And I was just
These
like,
doctors, the whole thing,
right? And then they grew back. Which is the craziest part.
Does that normally happen?
So,
what are you, a lizard? Like, I didn't know they did that.
Thing, natural big boobs are invincible, man.
But does that mean they would have been even bigger and there was just more to go?
So I never checked. I should ask. I should ask.
Stuff in theory, they would have.
I should ask ChatGPT. I should ask ChatGPT. But the thing is, I saw a gynecologist like 5-6 years ago, and she was like, well, you were too young when you had it. You were still developing breast tissue. Like there's like a memory in your breast or some sort where your breast is like, hey, we were doing something here. Why? No, something happened. We need to fix this because something in the puberty that happens. She was like, you should have waited. Yeah, but I'm like, he didn't tell me that. And I was gonna go talk to him, but then he died of COVID. So I couldn't.
Oh my God.
Couldn't go talk to him.
Sir.
Couldn't go.
Sir.
Doctor. But he was
Do you think this gravesite in his honor they put 2 little mounds? This is the downside.
That's tragic. God rest his soul.
That was a Headgum podcast.